Hey guys, let's talk about last night's episode of Sleepy Hollow, because the horseman is back, which means that I'm back to being freaked out, like sitting on my couch, gripping my pillow, because I'm really scared, because he just is kind of scary, and he's just walking around with no head, and it's kind of awesome. So Abby and Ichabod know that the horseman is back because he wants to find his head. Also, they get that if he finds his head, and he gets to reunite with it, that means that the other three horsemen will, like, awaken, and we don't want that to happen. So they go to Captain Irving, and they're kind of like, hey, tell us where the head's at, because we've decided we need to destroy it. Now, I do not fully trust Captain Irving quite yet. I feel like his character, like, we're gonna find out that there's something way more to him. I really do feel like that's gonna happen eventually. But at this point, we just get that he's kind of skeptical, but at the same time, he's kind of given them a little bit of a leash to kind of do their thing. When they tell him they want the head and that they want to destroy it, he's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go get it. Like, I sent it out to a lab. And so he goes off to this lab to get the head. And who should show up but the freaking Headless Horseman? So I absolutely loved that scene and that moment where you get that Captain Irving finally has seen the Headless Horseman with his own two eyes, so he can no longer deny that he exists. Let's talk about Luke, Abby's ex. He tries to reconnect with her in this episode, wants to meet to have coffee with her, and so you're kind of wondering where that's gonna go. But before that could happen, who should show back up but Andy? So Andy basically finds Luke and tells him he needs to stay away from Abby. And as we see Luke, like, in the rest of the episode, it really does seem to me that Andy did something to him, because Luke kind of looks like he's losing his mind a little bit. Speaking of Andy, was it just me, or did he seem kind of like creepy stalker-like in this episode? It really does seem like he's just a tad bit obsessed with Abby. And I mean, like, he kept kind of demanding, like, I'm the one that can take care of her. So I'm not quite sure what that's all about. He does give her a bit of information about the horseman. He tells her that the horseman can't be killed, but that he can be trapped. And Ichabod ends up kind of confirming that information. So that kind of made me wonder, like, okay, does Andy really have some sort of twisted obsession with Abby? And that's why he told her? Or is he really kind of trying to trick her? There was some really fantastic flashbacks that had to do with Ichabod and Paul Revere, and I just absolutely love those bits of it. I'm such a history buff, and I love it when this show does that, when they go back and kind of give their own little twist and take on history. Probably my favorite bit of this episode was Ichabod's kind of like complete horror at the fact that people are paying for water. I just thought that was hilarious, because, you know, he's kind of got a point. At the end of the episode, we see Ichabod and Abby come up with a way to actually trap the horseman by using daylight. They use UV lights, basically, to trap him. And so, yeah, it'll kind of be interesting to see what happens next. In the preview for next week, it almost looks like they're going to interrogate the horseman, though I'm not quite sure how they're going to do that, since he doesn't have a mouth, and he can't really answer any of their questions. So I'm sure they'll be figuring out a way to do that. I'm also hoping that we're going to see more of Jenny Mills in the next episode. I mean, I get that Ichabod and Abby are the main characters, but I'm ready for Jenny to get out of the hospital and start being a sidekick, because I want to see her all the time. So yeah, another good episode of Sleepy Hollow. Nothing earth-shattering, but a solid episode. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye.